Ms. Mace. Ms. Mace votes aye. Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry votes aye. Ms. Boebert. Mr. Jack.
Aye.
Mr. Jack votes aye. Ms. Lee. Ms. Lee votes yes. Mr. Bell.
Aye.
And on this vote, the ayes are 8, the nays are 2.
There it is. So the Democrats were able to outmaneuver the MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives to get that subpoena issued to the Department of Justice, who are the ones who are actually leading the Oversight Committee. I'll break down what took place. So now you have James Comer sending other subpoenas. Well, if we're going to subpoena the DOJ, then we're going to also have to subpoena Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton.
What if I told you that Donald Trump just got served the documents he's been avoiding for years? And here's the kicker, it's all thanks to a Democratic chess move that left MAGA Republicans scrambling. Stick around, because what's in these Jeffrey Epstein files could shake the political world to its core. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. What do you get when you mix a bold Democrat, a few clueless MAGA Republicans, and the sleaziest scandals of the last decade? Apparently, you get Congresswoman Summer Lee flipping the script on Capitol Hill. Lee dropped a motion to subpoena the Epstein files, a move so sharp it left her GOP counterparts looking like they'd just heard algebra for the first time. Why does this matter? Because these files aren't just about justice for Epstein's victims, though that should have been reason enough. They might also hold the keys to uncovering years of high-up political cover-ups. Now here's where it gets spicy. MAGA Republicans, led by James Comer, saw the motion coming and instantly hit the panic button.
Now we will be calling up Ms. Lee's motion as amended. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. No.
Now the Department of Justice just has until August 19th to turn over the Epstein files. Likely the DOJ will try to delay and obstruct. They're already calling in favors from the MAGA Republican Congress members. Why didn't you subpoena that guy if you're actually after the truth? Oh, maybe he was Donald Trump's labor secretary during the first administration, and maybe Acosta knows some additional secrets about Donald Trump as well.
If this was a chess game, their counterplay looked more like shuffling pieces aimlessly while Lee set up a clean checkmate. Timing, too, was in her favor. Introducing the motion just before the House went into recess was a power move that cornered her opponents. Comer and his crew tried to frame it as irrelevant theater, but even they couldn't deny the potential fallout. Blocking it might have saved some of their friends for now, but it also exposed just how far they'd go to shield their own. The subpoena itself has a pretty juicy ask, not just dirt on Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, but emails, texts, the works, including communications linked to the Bidens and even, wait for it, Bill and Hillary Clinton. The Democrats aren't just playing, they're preparing for a full-on excavation. Smart, right? As broad as their net is, it makes it impossible to paint this as a one-sided effort. It's not just go after Trump here, it's show us everything. Summer Lee's strategy wasn't just aggressive, it changed the tempo. It brought transparency to the forefront and left MAGA Republicans gasping for air. And if blocking just the motion shook them up this much, what happens when the files actually come to light? Here's a hint, Trump's sweating buckets, and not just because it's Florida weather.
In the opinion of the, pardon? In the opinion of the chair, the no has it.
Recorded vote, sir.
Recorded vote is called for. The clerk will read the...
When I look at the list of who James Comer also wants to get documents, records, and depositions from, notably missing is Alex Acosta. Here's the subpoena to the Department of Justice. You'll see it right here. It's issued from the House Oversight Committee. It was dated yesterday. And you take a look at the documents that are being sought via this subpoena.
Mr. Bell votes aye. Ms. Simon. Ms. Simon votes aye. Ms. Presley. Ms. Presley votes aye. Mr. Garcia.
Aye.
Mr. Garcia votes aye. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman votes no.
Donald Trump has spent years trying to sidestep questions about Jeffrey Epstein, but with the subpoenaed Epstein files making waves, his connection to the disgraced financier is under the microscope again. His most recent dodge? Brushing off Ghislaine Maxwell's suspiciously comfortable transfer to a low-security prison. "I didn't know about it at all," Trump claimed, quickly downplaying the situation by calling it not a very uncommon thing. Kind of a funny move for someone who's been photographed buddy-buddy with Epstein at parties. The more he tries to sweep this under the rug, the more people start noticing the bulge. Now, let's talk about the bad decision that keeps coming back to haunt him, appointing Alex Acosta, the former U.S. attorney who handed Epstein that cushy plea deal back in 2007. It wasn't just lenient, it practically gave the guy a free pass. Republicans like James Comer have made zero effort to subpoena Acosta, almost as if they're scared of what he might spill. The guy knows where all the skeletons are buried, especially when it comes to Trump's ties to Epstein, and it's hard not to wonder if his silence is being carefully protected. Trump's behavior doesn't make any of this look better.
And we're also going to subpoena James Comey and Bill Barr and Robert Mueller and have their depositions taken in connection with Jeffrey Epstein. But the prosecutor who was from the Southern District of Florida who cut the sweetheart deal with Epstein, I mean, literally the guy. I think that when the Democrats take power again, or whatever the Democrats do next, get Acosta's deposition, laser focus there. I think Acosta knows a lot more about Donald Trump than even we know at this time. But take a look right here. All documents and communications relating or referring to Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and further relating or referring to human trafficking, exploitation of minors, abuse or related activity.
Instead of firmly cutting ties with the Epstein-Maxwell crowd, his responses are the classic deny, deflect, distract strategy. Remember when he bizarrely wished Maxwell well during a 2020 press conference? Yeah, not exactly the hard stance you'd want to see from someone claiming innocence. And now, defending his former lawyer Todd Blanche's meeting with Maxwell by calling him respected by everybody only raises more questions. Sure sounds like someone knows there's a lot on the line. And what's on the line? Everything. The Epstein files could contain anything from damning communications to links implicating Trump directly or at least exposing his awareness of Epstein's crimes. His legal team might be working overtime, but they can't outrun a paper trail. Even if Trump keeps trying to rewrite the narrative, the real story might already be sitting in a file, waiting to explode. If it does, the fallout won't just hit him, it could pull down an entire chain of powerful people who've managed to stay hidden for years. The Epstein files are more than just another scandal, they're a